Clarice.
Larry, what you doing here?
Oh, I just thought I'd drop by, see how Cory's doing.
Oh.
That's okay, isn't it?
No, it isn't okay. It isn't okay at all.
Come on, Clarice, we can't keep going on like this.
Jamie, there was a special meeting of the board of directors called last night.
Why wasn't I informed?
Oh, it was a closed session.
What happened?
The board voted to instruct Cory Publishing to divest itself of the dockside construction project.
Divest itself?
Yes. Sell out the entire project.
I'm sorry.
Well, I must admit that I knew it was coming.
But isn't there anything we can do to save it?
Jamie, we've investigated every possibility. The conclusion is there really isn't any viable alternative.
I can think of one right off.
What's that?
You could have replaced me as supervisor of the project.
My personal opinion is that you did the best you possibly could do. The best that anyone possibly could do.
No, Mac. I failed you, and not in a small way. Cory Publishing is bound to lose millions of dollars because I mismanaged the project.
You did not.
But, Mac...
And I don't want to hear any more self-recriminations.
We're forced to sell out because of what I failed to do.
It is not your fault. Can't we consider the matter closed? We have got to move on to the next order of business.
Which is?
To find a buyer for the project.
Well... If it isn't pretty little Nurse Frame, isn't this a pleasant surprise?
Zachary Colton patient as opposed to Zachary Colton DA?
Right first time. Zach the patient. Just getting a little impatient waiting for your brother to get in here with his little rubber hammer, that's all.
Nothing serious, I hope.
No, just my yearly physical, that's it.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah. Well, you know what they say. A physical a year keeps the doctors away. But not the nurses, I hope.
And now, the continuing story of Another World.
Mac, would you at least let me do one last thing regarding the dock project?
Which is?
Let me find a buyer for it. Let me arrange for a sellout at a fair price.
You don't need to do that. I'll get a broker.
No, I want to. It's the least I can do.
All right, Jamie, if it'll help any.
It might.
Jamie, when you asked me to meet you here, you had something to say to me, didn't you?
Yeah. You and Mom. What's happening?
Things are not well between us, Jamie. They're not well at all.
Now, why can't I see Cory?
I don't think it's a good idea, that's why.
Clarice, you owe me more of an explanation than that.
Larry Ewing, I don't owe you much of anything anymore.
For heaven's sakes, baby, he's my son. I want to see him.
You can't just walk into here any time that's convenient for you.
Why not?
Because you can't, that's why. It upsets Cory terribly.
Why would it upset him? I mean, he loves his daddy. He's always happy to see me.
But that's the point.
Woman, I don't understand your reasoning.
If you had seen him after you left here last time, you knew what I was talking about.
What happened to him?
He cried, and then he started having nightmares again. I have to hold him in my arms and rock him to sleep every night.
What did I do to cause that?
It's what you didn't do. He stands over there by that door every night. He keeps asking me every few minutes, when is Daddy coming home? And then you don't come home. Well, I don't want to go through it anymore, so you just stay away from him.
Look, I don't care what you say. You have no right to deny me the right to see my own son.
When you walked out of this house, you gave up that right.
What are you saying to me, Clarice?
I'm saying that I can't go on living like this. I want you to come back here and live in this house as my husband and as Cory's father, or
what?
Oh, you can't have them both ways.
I guess not. So what you're saying is, you want it to be over?
I don't think I ever had much of a choice in the matter. You made the choice. To tell you the truth, I think it's what you want.
It's what you want. You want our marriage to be over?
Maybe that's what I'm saying. I want to stop grieving, and I want to start living again. I'm tired of living in this limbo place I'm in.
Oh, is that what it is? Or is it you found somebody else?
What are you talking about?
Oh, isn't it the fact that you probably have somebody just lined up to take my place?
Like who?
Why don't you tell me? Maybe Jerry?
Jerry's my good friend. But would that be so bad? At least he cares whether we live or die. Which is more than I can say for you.
That's not true.
If it isn't, why don't you come home?
I can't. You just gotta give me some more time.
No! Just get out of here.
Okay, all right. I'll go. But I'm gonna see my son whenever I want to, and you're not gonna stop me.
Well, that's pretty high. It's a lot higher than last year.
What? You mean the blood pressure?
Yes. You been under any unusual stress lately?
Well, of course. I mean, you're looking a very ambitious man, Doc. You show me an unambitious man, I'll show you a calm man. Of course, I've been under a lot of stress. No such thing as a political animal without stress, is there?
How about many unusual physical symptoms?
No, I think so. Just maybe a headache now and then. Well, yeah, I guess I have been a little lightheaded, but, you know, I just attribute that to my erratic eating habits, that's all.
Well, you're certainly not overweight. That can't be a contributing cause.
Contributing cause for what?
Hypertension. But we've diagnosed the problem early enough to keep it under control. Provided you're going to do it.
Provided what? I just put myself entirely in your hands, is that it?
Yes, that's right.
All right, well, I guess the folks in Bay City will appreciate having a healthy mare. So, yeah.
All right. You can see my nurse on the way out. She'll give you a list of do's and don'ts. If you have any further problems, call.
Hey, sis, have you seen my blue sweater? I left it on the couch last night.
Thought you were in class.
Oh, I was, but I came back to get my sweater. Hey, what's wrong? Did someone die?
Just stop it, will you? Will you go back to class?
Oh, Larry again, huh? You guys still haven't done anything to
No,
straighten
we
out?
haven't.
I'm sorry. I hate to see you like this.
I know. Don't mind me. I'll get over it.
Are you sure?
I don't have much choice.
Meaning?
I don't want to talk about it. I can't. Oh, I got to tell you. I just got a phone call from Denny.
Again? Boy, he must have come into some money he's calling so much lately.
He's worried about you.
Why? Oh, my grades, right?
Well, after he said, hello, how are you, it was the second question.
Yeah. Well, I suppose he came down on you because I was supposed to crack the books and get to studying, right?
You know Denny.
Yeah. Doesn't it insult you?
What do you mean?
Well, it's obvious he doesn't trust you to supervise me. He must think you're totally useless when it comes to my education.
Well, what am I supposed to do? I don't want to nag you.
Oh, I know, Clarice. I think that's what's kind of nice about you.
Well, but it's also what's driving Denny crazy.
Did he say as much?
He didn't say much else.
Well, guess the jig is up.
What do you mean?
Well, it's obvious he's not going to forget about me or my grades.
You're right about that.
Oh? What else did he say?
He said he's coming down here as soon as he can get away.
To check up on me?
He didn't say that, but that's what it must be.
Would you sit down a minute? I've given it very careful consideration, Jamie. As a result, I've come to the conclusion that I simply have to take some very decisive steps. In fact, I already have.
What steps?
Well, first of all, I've moved out of the house, and I'm in an apartment at Bayview Tower.
Oh, no. Is that bad between you and Mom?
I think that it's the worst it's ever been, Jamie. I mean, after what she did over the weekend, it seems to me she's closed every door between us. She's left me simply no alternative.
What can I say?
Nothing. There's nothing to say. Anyway, it's all too new. Besides, that really isn't the matter that I wanted to talk to you about.
What do you mean?
Do you remember last winter when Rachel and I almost split up? And you said that you were seriously considering leaving Cory Publishing.
Yes, well, I felt it was the only solution to a very awkward situation.
Jamie, you are simply invaluable to me here. No matter what happens between me and your mother, please, I beg you, continue working as my successor here at Cory Publishing.
Are you sure that's what you really want?
Absolutely. You're my son. Now and for always. That cannot possibly change.
How can it not change, Mike?
It won't change. Just as you'll always be Amanda's brother. You'll always be my son.
And how is our DA?
Well, it's a good thing he came in when he did.
Something wrong?
Mr. Colton has very high blood pressure.
Well, now, you know that could be because his sister came in to visit just before you started that exam.
I'm sure she's capable of raising your blood pressure, Mr. Colton, but in this case, it's not her doing. No, you're going to have a very serious problem if we don't nip this in the bud.
Well, then he will be all right.
Well, that's very nice. I'm very flattered by that concern.
All of our nurses are concerned, Mr. Colton, about all of our patients.
I'm sure they are. I just didn't want to be taken for granted, that's all.
Yes. Oh, fine. No, he'll be right out. Thank you. Your dietary instructions are ready. You can pick them up on your way out.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Russ. And good day to you, Mrs. Frame. It certainly was a pleasure to see you again.
Thank you. Russ, he's going to be all right, isn't he?
He will be if he takes care of himself, yes.
Good.
You are seeing a lot of him, aren't you?
Russ, I'm a very big girl now. Have been for a long time, in case you hadn't noticed. Look, I love you, big brother, but please, don't play the role.
Look, I just don't want to see you get hurt, huh?
Okay. I stand warned. Now, can we drop the subject?
Yeah. Sure, we'll drop it if that's what you want to do.
It's what I want to do. Brian.
Hello, Alice. It's good to see you again.
Hello. It's good to see you, too.
Hi, Brian. What can I do for you?
Russ, I want to talk to you about Jerry.
Well, do you have any news?
No, I'm afraid not.
You have heard from him, haven't you?
No, not a word. I'm very worried, Russ.
Well, yes, I can imagine you would be. I mean, his physical condition was not exactly stable when he disappeared.
Well, do you think he could be in any danger? I mean, due to his physical condition.
Yes, of course.
Excuse me. Am I interrupting something? I have to take inventory.
No, go right ahead, Rick. It won't disturb us at all. What were you saying, Brian?
Well, I mean, I was just wondering if he could possibly be in any danger due to the fact that his wounds haven't healed completely.
Yes. The biggest risk is the possibility of infection from the surgery.
What are the odds of that happening?
No, I couldn't say there. I mean, there's too many factors involved, including the emotional state of the patient.
That's what concerns me. Because whatever he's doing, he can't be doing it slowly and calmly.
You're probably right.
So the odds are probably very high that his wounds will be infected.
That would be my guess, yes. And if that should happen, he's got to have antibiotics right away.
I hope he gets to a doctor right away if that happens. I mean, surely he can't be so foolish as to gamble with his health.
I don't know, he just might be. But his companion, I'm sure, wouldn't allow that to happen.
Look, do you think we can trust Blaine to get help for him if it comes to that?
Brian, we don't have any choice, do we? No, I think she'll take care of him.
I sincerely hope so. Well, thank you for taking up your time. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
Joey, I just don't understand. Why didn't Sandy call us? He knows how worried we are about Jerry and Blaine. I mean, he should have called us. I don't understand this.
No, wait a second. What are you saying? Why he didn't call? Sandy knows where they are? What are you talking about? What?
Well, I mean, didn't he tell you? Didn't you know?
Obviously, I don't. What are you saying, Melissa?
Blaine called. Jerry got real sick. And, of course, he wouldn't go to a doctor, and she didn't know what to do, so she called Sandy. Now, Rick got them some medication, and Sandy's flown down there with all the medicine.
Why doesn't anybody tell me any of this? Why am I the last to find this out?
Hey, well, you knew he left, didn't you?
He leaves a note saying that he has some personal business that he has to do, and that'll be back. He mentioned nothing about that. This gets me bugged.
Listen, I'm really sorry. I just feel that he probably didn't want to tell you because he didn't want you to get any hurt or anything. I blew it, huh?
No, you didn't. I just do not understand why Sandy didn't tell me anything. If he can't trust me, then who can he trust? Plus, he knows how concerned I am about Blaine, and he goes off and doesn't tell me?
That's probably why he didn't tell you, because he knows exactly how you feel about Blaine. He just doesn't want you to get any more involved.
I am involved!
I know that, okay? So just listen to me. Now, I didn't want Sandy to go down there in the first place, right? You know that. You know how I feel. But he insisted. Okay, personally, I think he's crazy. But if I were you, I'd feel real good that he went.
Why?
Because Sandy understands people like Jordan Scott. He knows how they work. And if there's anybody who's going to be able to get Jerry and Blaine out of there alive, believe me, it's Sandy.
Oh, what a beautiful day.
Yeah, come on in. I got away as soon as I could.
Yeah. Where's Nancy? Is she around?
Oh, she's at school.
Nancy. Oh. Oh.
Well, what's the matter?
Talk to Mom?
Yeah. Yesterday.
Right. You know what's going on.
Yes, I know what's going on. Guess we all saw it coming.
Yeah, maybe.
What's that supposed to mean?
Exactly. It means this whole thing is my fault.
Makes you think it's your fault.
It's just my fault, Grandma.
How do you figure that?
Well, Mom went off to St. Croix to make a decision about Mitch and Matthew, right? When she got back, she'd made her mind up. Stay with Mac, let him adopt Matthew.
So she changed her mind all of a sudden.
Right. And it's my fault that she did that.
Well, how are you to blame?
Because if she hadn't gone up to that cabin with Mitch, she wouldn't have changed her mind.
Why don't you blame Mitch?
No, I blame myself. Look, she went up there because of me. And she spent all these days alone with him up there, and that's what made her change her mind.
Because of you?
Yes, because of me. If I hadn't gotten in trouble the night before and called her, well, she wouldn't have gone up there looking for me.
Jamie, you're not making any sense at all. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, are you going to tell me or not?
All right. I was tired. I was really tired. And I did something stupid. I took some tranquilizers, and then I had a few drinks.
Oh, well, that was very smart.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't thinking, okay? I was real tired. I was real tense. I needed to relax. I needed to get some sleep. I don't know what I was thinking.
Well, I don't either. Then what happened?
Well, I called Mom.
Well, why? You haven't been talking to her.
Yeah, I know we haven't talked in weeks, but I don't know. I really needed to talk to her. I needed to talk to someone who'd listen. But, everyone was busy.
Where was Cecile?
I don't know.
Oh, great. And you couldn't reach your mother or me?
No, it was too late. I didn't want to bother you. Anyway, so I left a message with Louise. I don't remember what I said, but I guess my inhibitions were down, and I don't know, I must have sounded real urgent, and then, I don't know the rest. And then I passed out right at the connection.
Oh, terrific. Then what?
Well, Rick was there, and he dragged me off to his hospital room. And no one knew I was there, right? When Mom got that message, she must have gone crazy looking for me.
And I suppose Mitch Blake was in the house when she got the message.
Yeah, and I guess they got the idea that I was up at the cabin. And, with all the rain we've had, I guess the phone lines were down.
So they decided to go up to the cabin to look for you, right?
That's right. They went up to the cabin to look for me. And then the roads got washed out, so they had to stay. So if I hadn't passed out at the connection, none of this would have happened. Don't you see that I'm the one to blame for the breakup of Mom and Mac's marriage?
Russ, can I talk to you?
Sure, Rick. What's up?
It's about Jerry.
You've heard from Jerry?
Not directly, no.
Well, how is he? Is he all right?
Blaine's not sure.
You spoke to Blaine?
Sandy did.
Sandy?
Right. Blaine called Sandy, very worried. Jerry's really sick.
Of course he's sick. Did she describe any symptoms to you?
To Sandy, yes. She said he had a high fever and that he was in a lot of pain.
Well, that sounds very much like infection.
Yeah, that's what I thought, too.
Well, did you tell her to get him to a doctor right away?
Sure, but apparently Jerry didn't want to do that.
What are you talking about? Is he crazy? I mean, doesn't he realize just how serious neglect at this point could be?
He has to, but he wouldn't budge.
Well, that's insane. I mean, he has to have antibiotics right away. What?
He's already got them.
But you just said that...
a full-spectrum antibiotic. Sandy Alexander's going to deliver it by hand, and he said he'd administer it himself.
You did what?
Like I just said, I prescribed...
I heard what you said. I just can't believe that you actually did it.
What else could I do, Russ?
You had no right to prescribe medication for Jerry Grove. And certainly not by long distance. What you've done is you've made an educated guess. It may or may not even be accurate.
I thought the situation was urgent enough to warrant
it makes no difference just how urgent you thought the situation was. Medical rules are rules. Well, you're not even qualified to make a decision like that on your own, and you know it.
Yes, sir, I know that.
Then why did you not come to me?
I did not want to lose time. I'm sorry that you're angry, Russ.
Yes,
but
I'm angry. I'm very angry. And being sorry after the fact is just a little bit too late in my book. I'm very disappointed in you, Rick. I'm very disappointed.
What can I say, Russ? I'm sorry, but I did what I felt I had to do.
You prescribed medication on the basis of a long-distance phone call from a third party. Well, that young man is very irresponsible behavior, and I am not going to tolerate that from anybody.
Clarice, what a pleasant surprise. What can I do for you?
I'm sorry, I should have made an appointment, but I was so upset I just tore on over here.
Well, I can see that. What are you upset about?
It's Larry.
Well, what happened?
Well, he came over to the house and he demanded to see Cory.
Well, I mean, Cory is his child.
Well, but he upsets Cory, and I don't want him to do that anymore. I want him to stay away from my little boy.
Are you really sure that's what you want? To keep Larry away?
I don't know what else to do. I can't stand seeing Cory that way. And besides, it's not fair to keep him on a string like that and playing with his emotions.
Is that what he's doing? To Cory?
I guess that's what he's doing to both of us, and I can't stand it. I want it to stop. Can you do something to stop it legally?
Now, Clarice, now just think calmly for a moment. Are you doing this out of anger?
Well, maybe, but I don't know. I can't help myself. I mean, we can't stand it, Cory and me.
I just don't want you to do something that you'll regret. Now, Larry's a good man. He really should see his son. Well, I have to warn you, Larry is still legally Cory's father. So you may have a fight on your hands.
But that's why I came to see you. I already have a fight. I want you to do something to stop Larry from upsetting Cory.
Well, I could have the court grant you a restraining order if you persist on...
Well, what's that?
That's a legal document issued by the court that prohibits by law Larry from showing up at the house and harassing you.
That's what I want.
Are you sure?
Yes.
But don't you want some time to think this over?
Why? I mean, why should I wait? Larry's made it very clear that he doesn't want to have anything to do with us anymore at all. I mean, I want to get on with my life, me and Cory.
I understand that, but you should give yourself time for these changes, Clarice. You'll regret it if you don't. Unless there's some other need for you to hurry. Is there?
No. Well, not really.
Then why not wait?
No, Jerry's going to be back.
Jerry, does this have something to do with Jerry?
No. I mean, Jerry's my good friend. I don't know what I mean.
Clarice, Jerry may never come back. And we have to face that possibility, you know?
I know. I can't wait. Larry wants me to wait. I can't wait any longer. I want you to get that restraining act as soon as you can.
Hi.
Hi.
Come on in.
Boy, don't you look nice.
Well, thank you. You like it?
What, the outfit?
What else?
Listen, kid, there's a lot of things about you I like.
Oh, I think you're just saying that.
No, I mean it. You know how hard something like that would be for me to say if I didn't really mean it?
Really? Well, I think you're sweet.
Do I get a point for that one?
2. Maybe 2.5.
It worked. When I go home tonight, I'm going to think of some more good things to say.
Just as long as you mean them.
Oh, I will. So what do you want to do tonight?
Well, I had a few ideas, but I thought I'd like to hear what you had in mind.
Well, how about bowling?
No, I hate it. I always throw the ball down the left gutter.
Oh, that's out. You want to see a movie?
Nothing good's playing.
We just used up all my ideas.
Well, why do we have to do anything?
You don't want to go out?
I didn't say that.
Those are keys.
Very good. But they're keys to a friend's apartment. And this friend won't be there all night. And, well, she said that we could use it all night.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, let's go to the market. Let's get some stuff to eat, and we'll go straight over there. How's that sound?
Like music to my ears. There's only one thing.
What?
I can't stay too late. I got practice.
Right.
Rick deliberately went against the rules and he prescribed medication for Jerry Grove when he refused to see a doctor.
Jerry Grove? You mean he's here now in Bay City?
No, that's just the problem. Nobody knows where he is. Nobody except Sandy Alexander, anyway, who delivered the medication that Rick prescribed to who knows where.
I can see it makes you mad even to talk about
Well,
it.
it was very irresponsible behavior.
You said Jerry Grove refused to see a doctor.
Yes, that's what he said, but it still doesn't justify Rick's actions.
Well, you know, Russ, under the circumstances, with Jerry refusing to see a doctor, I don't know, I think Rick handled the case just fine. He must have been under a lot of pressure to treat Jerry.
Of course he was, but
Yeah, but don't you see, we both know he was unable to handle pressure very well. And in this case, he seems to have done it just fine.
Now, just a minute. Let me understand you. Are you condoning what he did?
No, of course not. He should have followed proper procedure, but...
But you think I was too rough on him.
I didn't say that.
No, but you do think it.
I think that you want Rick to be just perfect. You want him to be the perfect intern, and I think that's the kind of pressure that he shouldn't have in his life right now.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
Come on, don't give me nothing.
Really, it's nothing.
Kid, You're not a very good liar. If you do recall, I was married to you for a while, and I think I know your moods very well. Now, what's wrong?
It's things. Jerry and... things.
Yeah. Could Rick and Marianne getting married, could that have anything to do with anything?
Maybe.
I thought you liked Marianne.
I do. It's just...
What?
I mean, I would. I think it's great if the circumstances were different.
What do you mean? What circumstances are you talking about?
Marianne's pregnant.
Yeah? That's great. What's so bad about that?
What's bad about it is I don't know that she would have married him if she hadn't been pregnant.
Now, what do you say that for?
Because I wonder if she really loves him.
Of course she really loves him. I can tell. I could see that. You could just...
Well, if I believe that, I wouldn't mind the marriage. I just hope she's not marrying him because she's pregnant.
Well, listen, whatever the reason is that they are getting married, that is between Rick and Marianne.
I don't know.
Well, I do, and I think you should just stay out of it. Don't you think so?
I'm trying.
Okay.
I mean, Rick has made it very clear that's what he wants me to do.
Well, good for him. But, you know, you have other things to worry about.
Such as?
Right? So you just concern everything with yourself, and you let Rick and Marianne deal with their own problems. Right? Don't you think that's what you should do?
I'll try.
You'll try?
I will.
You will?
I will.
Okay.
I'll really try.
Come here. It's all right. You know what I mean?
Hey.
Hi, Rick.
So, am I interrupting anything? I mean, if I am, I can go.
Hey, Brian, the door was open. I thought I'd just come on in. What'd you want to see me about?
Thanks for coming over so quickly, Larry.
Well, I don't have to be back at work for another hour. What's up? Did you hear from Jerry?
No, I haven't. I heard from Clarice.
What?
Yes, Clarice was in to see me.
What about?
She wants me to place a restraining order to keep you away from the house.
I don't believe that.
No, you can believe it, all right. She's very hurt and angry, Larry.
I know, Brian.
Now, look, do you want to go on with this charade?
Brian, I have to. I'm too deeply involved now. I just don't know how to deal with Clarice. You know, it really hurts me. I'm hurting her all the time, and Cory, too.
She's awfully hurt, Larry, and she doesn't know how to deal with how she's feeling. I mean, she's lashing out at you for hurting her.
I don't blame her. I really don't. You know, I mean, I hate myself sometimes. I can't stand what this is doing to her.
And to you. It's hurting you just as much.
Look, it is Clarice I'm worried about.
She loves you, Larry, but...
I love her, too.
Well, then perhaps it's time to tell her really what's going on.
I'd like to, for my own sake, you know that. But, you know, if she knew what I was doing, Brian, she'd be in so much danger. She can't help but show how worried she is for me already. I can't do it.
All right, then I think you should be aware of something else.
What's that?
I suspect that she's turning to Jerry for comfort.
Oh, you noticed that, too?
Oh, yes. She's very concerned about him.
You know, it's really ironic. I'm the one who asked Jerry to look in on her. Looks like I created my own monster.
Well, I don't think there's anything to be concerned about now. But he is feeling a very strong need for her right now.
Why don't you go warm up the oven to 400 degrees, huh?
Okay. Wouldn't it be great if we had an apartment like this?
Right. You know how much a place like this costs, Sally? There's no way I could afford something like this, not on the salary I make working part-time.
Yeah, but if you work full-time, I bet we could afford it.
Now, how can I work full-time and still play hockey?
Is hockey really that important to you?
Oh, come on, Sally. You know it is. And if I'm not very careful, I'm not going to be able to play anymore.
Really?
Don't be so happy. Yeah, the coach chewed me out the other day.
Yeah.
Says I have to shape up or ship out. Kind of made me nervous.
sorry.
Are you really?
Of course I am. I guess I just wish I was as important to you as hockey is.
Oh, you are, Sally. Yes, you are. Look, I like you both. I like you both a lot. I do. I do.
Okay.
One of us better watch the time.
Why? We have all night.
I'm sorry, Sally. I can't stay. I got practice.
Well, don't think I'm leaving just because you're here. I have to go to work. Late shift.
Need a ride?
No, listen, I got my wheels.
You got your wheels?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds pretty hip. All right.
Bye.
See you. Will you take care of yourself?
Yes, I will. I always
All right.
do. See you later.
You want beer?
No, thanks. I gotta get back to work. Answer me something, will you?
What?
If you don't mind?
Sure.
Are you and Kit,
Rick. Kit and I are both going through something right now where we both feel like we need somebody to turn to, all right? Where we need a certain closeness. Okay, you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't really think the reason why we came over here was to talk about me.
I know
and
it's
Kit.
none of my business,
Right.
all right?
Okay.
Okay?
Good.
It's just that I wish that she would feel the same way about me and Marianne. Look, I came over to let you in on something.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What, some news?
Yeah. Sandy got a call from Blaine. He's gone down to get some medication to Jerry.
At least we know they're alive.
For the time being, yeah. I wish I could get in touch with them.
Why?
Because I prescribed the medication, and I've been having second thoughts about the whole thing. I think that maybe I could have been a better help to him if I'd had my wits about me when I talked to Blaine.
Ada?
Hi, Mac. What brings you here?
Well, I was just going home and...
Oh. Where is home these days?
I guess you've already talked to Rachel.
Yeah, well, somebody had to. You didn't.
I don't blame you if you're angry. I'm pretty angry myself. Things really went too far this time.
No kidding. As long as you're here, you might as well sit down.
Thank you. As long as you talked to Rachel, you might as well tell me what she said.
I tried to talk to Rachel. Nothing I said got through to her. You know Rachel.
No, I guess I don't. But I assume you were telling her that what she's doing is very foolish.
Well, sure I did. Didn't you tell her the same thing?
I've told her over and over that what I want most in this world is to be together with her as a family, with Matthew as my son, and I thought she'd agreed.
You still don't know her, do you?
Well, I thought I knew her very well.
Well, if you did, you'd know that you can't lay the law down to Rachel.
I didn't do that. Well, I told her she couldn't see Blake anymore if we were to stay together.
See what I mean? Well, I guess you both have to live with it now. I just thought you knew her better than that, that's all.
Well, she left me no choice now. So I moved out of the house.
I know. Jamie told me.
Well, you can't expect me to sit around the house and watch Blake and Rachel make
Are you
out.
just going to take this whole thing lying down?
I'm not lying down. I've taken action. I've moved into the Bayview Towers.
You call moving out of the house taking action? I call it running away. After all you two have been through together, are you just going to give up like this? What happened to all the wonderful years you had together? Mac, this isn't like you.
I've tried, Ada. I've used everything except physical force to try to get her to stay with me in this, but she's just deaf to everything I've said.
Well, maybe I'm all wet, but I think I'm a little bit more objective than you two. Do you want to hear what I think?
I don't know. Maybe it's all too late now.
Do you know why I think she's turning to Mitch Blake?
Why?
Because she thinks that you betrayed her once when you wouldn't believe that she did what she did to save your life.
Don't remind me of what she did. I know all about that now.
Well, now you're doing it again.
Doing what?
You keep telling her what will work for you, what you want, what you must have to make this thing work. You keep doing it over and over again, and Rachel feels like her choices don't matter because you don't give them any importance.
That's not true. I do.
Well, she doesn't think so. And now along comes Mitch Blake. And he gets to play the good guy. He wants what she wants. He also happens to be in love with her. Now she's got a buddy. Somebody is on her side who tells her what she can do, and you are on the other side telling her what she can't do. I mean, if you were Rachel, whose side would you be on?
Well, I'm certainly not going to tell her she can do what she's been doing lately. That goes against everything I believe for us as a family.
You still love her, don't you?
I love her more than anything under this sun or anybody.
Then why don't you just give in and let Mitch Blake have his child legally if you want to save your marriage?
I can't do that. I'm not about to save my marriage at the price of letting Blake hang around Rachel. We'd never see the last of him if I did that.
Well, you've seen the last of both of them if you don't.
All right, so be it.
So be it? You're gonna lose Rachel to another man for your stupid pride?
If you call it pride not to share my wife with another man, then I'll just live with my pride.
If you didn't want my help, why did you come here?
I don't know, really. I guess I came because I wanted to tell you personally that I've asked Brian to start divorce proceedings.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Another World.